Hi, it's Lisa Cuneo, and welcome to my scrapbook table. This layout is for day 8 of 30 days of cut files. These are outdoor themed ones this week, but I chose to make these trees a Christmassy embellishment. I am also using this sketch by Lisa Sikorsky. It is sketch number 118 on Scrap-A-Sketch, and I will try to put a link in the description box below. I have a whole bunch of pictures here from a drive-through Christmas light show. These were from December of 2023. I am using, I believe it's called Feeling Frosty from Simple Stories. I will pull it out here and take a look to make sure. Let's see. Yes, Feeling Frosty. I have some Distress ink. I have my swatches of Distress ink helping me decide what colors of ink I want, and I do end up pulling one more. My husband would like me to mention that he made that swatch thing for me, so that's why it's so well done. So in the sketch, there's about an 8-inch square in the center of the 12 by 12. And so I took just a sheet of printer paper, cut it to 8 by 8 to help me piece together the 6 by 8 papers that I have to create this 8 by 8 square. I like to buy a 6 by 8 paper pad and a couple things of ephemera because it gives me a taste of the collection without being an overwhelming amount of paper to use up and me feeling like I have to use it forever. Especially with themed things. So this is done. I cut out these trees from a Tim Holtz die. There's 2 sizes. I just used a variety of scraps from my scrap bins. And they are going to kind of bolster the trees that are the cut file. So now I need to color these trees. I end up mostly using evergreen bough with just a bit of rustic wilderness and cracked pistachio. That way they're not all the same color. And then I went in with a little brown at the bottom. So here I'm just testing this out on my scrap paper. I have a bunch of strips this size. I believe they're 3.5. They're left from trimming some cardstock for another project. But the paper is not acid-free, so I can't just throw it in my stash. But I did keep a stack of it because it comes in handy for things like this. The layout, this layout is part of a 2-page layout. The other page is actually a pocket page. And I create a special embellishment for that pocket page in the video that will come up tomorrow. So be sure to check that out so that you can see the 2 layouts or 2 pages together. I'm really happy with how they turned out, but it was just going to get too long if I tried to make it all one video. So I'm adding some more rustic wilderness down the center of these trees so they're a little darker down the center where there would be more shadows. I do spritz that with water and sit it aside to dry for a little while. I'm using sticky specks to adhere the trees down. I have a love-hate relationship with sticky specks. The great part about sticky specks is that it's really sticky and it sticks really well. The bad part about sticky specks is that they are really sticky and stick really well because sometimes it sticks where you don't want them to. And once they're down, they're down. Now I'm realizing that in the sketch, there was another square, kind of a square border around the inner square there. I had decided to use washi tape, but have these 2 that I'm trying out. I ended up going with the lighter one. And I don't have you watch me do all of it. But I just trim these off straight, eyeball it, I'm not measuring, and just giving myself, it's probably an, I don't know, a 1/4 inch, no, not a 1/4 inch, less than a 1/4 inch gap the whole way around. And I just skipped the parts where the trees were, and I actually do like it that way. So I went through the embellishments and pulled out things I think I might use. I liked that banner piece or tab piece up there, but it was too small. So I made another one just out of the paper. Well, that one was too small too. So third time, here I am making another one. I'm measuring this to make sure I make it as wide and long as I want it, because I needed a base for the snowman cluster that I'm creating. I'm trying to be more purposeful and thoughtful about making clusters using some principles that I learned in a class that I took from Janet Fritz and MK Gunn, I don't know, a year and a half ago or so. And I think what I want to do now is go back and re-watch those lessons, because I think now I'm ready to learn some more that kind of bypassed me last time, just because I wasn't ready for it at the time. So someday when we're in the car driving or something, I'm going to go back and watch those lessons again. But I knew I wanted a base for this embellishment cluster, and the snowman's rather large, so my base had to be large enough to accommodate him. And for now, I think this cluster is going to go in the top right-hand corner, but you'll see shortly that that ends up moving. And I'm thinking about putting the trees on this file folder looking thing, but I opt not to do that. I just put the trees straight down onto the background. And I do really like the trees, and I like them combined with the die cut trees. What I opt to do with the file folder piece is trim it off and tuck it up here, and I use it for a journaling spot. Now this piece is going to be my title. It just says Snow Much Fun. I realized the last few layouts I did, I don't know if it's in order in the videos, but the last few layouts I created in real time, I didn't really have titles on them, so I must have got out of the habit for a little bit. So I did my journaling. It's not a whole lot. It just says the date and where we were. It says we took the girls to see the Christmas lights. We didn't know it at the time, but this would be our last year to celebrate Christmas together. And so these pictures are bittersweet for me, but I still did want to record this and have it in my scrapbook. I think about adding some more or using this little circle tag, but I opt not to do that. And I think here I'm just cleaning up a bit, because when I have too much clutter on the desk while I'm working, it's hard for my brain to think. And as I did that and was cleaning up and then looking at things, I realized I didn't want this cluster over on the right corner, because then there was going to be something in all 4 corners, and that just felt off to me for some reason. And I like how this embellishment cluster ended up touching just the edge of the journaling and the title, so that kind of creates one large embellishment cluster there at the top, and I do really like that. So now I'm deciding where the title's going to go, and it does end up at the top near the middle. And this is a foam sticker, and one of the little snowflakes that I add up there is also on foam, so I decided I'm going to pop up things in each of the other clusters as well. So I added these mittens to a banner piece here and pop up the word burr, and then I pop up in the bottom cluster a little snow globe with a snowman in it. And I also add a heart sticker there. That's a puffy sticker. So I'm adding some black and white stickers. When I use bold colors, I really like to add a touch of black, and these were in the embellishment pack. They're snowflakes and hearts. And so I add some of those. I also added some enamel dots, and that does it for today. Thank you so much, and don't forget to check back tomorrow for the companion page. Thanks for joining me. Goodbye.